Somebody shout with me, with the first fruit.
First fruit, the law of first fruit. Today is first fruit service.
First fruit.
So I came to the conclusion in 2019 that I did not want to be a part of the gimmickry of it. And I still stand by that.
Don't want peace.
They are warming up to collect first fruit now. We will scatter that table.
I want problems always.
First fruit.
Before you pay school fees, before you eat, before you change your vehicle, before you renovate your house, before you reinvest back into the business, you come up with your first fruit. It is first thing first.
Plan with your landlord that even though you're owing, you will pay much. Because you must first of all bring first fruit to God. Don't pay school fees, don't pay rent. Bring all your income and give to God.
Should a believer pay first fruits to their pastor? Like every January, the money or your salary or your income in January, should you give it to your man of God? Should you give it to your pastor or your parents, or you keep it to yourself? That is the topic about today. So I'm not going to be elaborating on any issues about what these men of God are going to teach you or what you're going to learn from them today. Now, my question before you watch this particular video is that, what do you understand by first fruits? So I will not elaborate on it so that you all will not be dragging me in the comment section. Don't talk to Apostle Joshua Selma like that. Don't talk to this man of God. He's my papa. You are misquoting him. Like I saw all of you commenting my previous video. Hi. For small thing I talk about Apostle Joshua Selma, I want to shop me. Anyway, I want you guys to watch this particular video. Why you should give your first fruits and why you shouldn't. We'll be right back to do some messages into it.
Somebody called me today and said, his pastor said, all the members should fast 21 days. So they are fasting 21 days. Their pastor now has said that all the members must bring their first salary of the year, first fruit. So he called me early this morning and said, what do you say? Me? I'm not the pastor. I'm not the pastor of your church. Since the pastor of your church say bring your first fruit, shouldn't you obey your pastor? You better carry your first fruit there. If you don't want, come to Power City, where we will not ask you for first fruit. He said, the pastor said, what do you say? I say, your pastor wants to scam all of you. So you will not pay fees, you will not pay rent, you will not settle your bills for the new year. All the salaries must come to the man of God. Then the guy said to me, I mean, just imagine, pastor. Let's say we're 1,000 members in that church. So all of us, 1,000 salaries will be given to one man. I said, is your pastor? He said, arm me with scriptures, I'll go and confront him. He now told me that he asked one of the staff of the church, he said, so will you bring your salary? He said, the staff said, I will not bring it, but I will not tell anybody, so I don't discourage people. You see the way they are thinking, that's how everybody else is thinking. Why you man die? Gang.
You carry your first fruits in your hand. Father, house rent is knocking, but you are more important. Children's school fees crying, but you are more important. And to even reinvest this money back to the business, you are more important than the business. You are first. And so therefore, before I attend to any other thing, I attend to the first, because first thing first.
That's not what the Bible is teaching. That's just a manipulation. That's not what the Bible is teaching. First fruit is not an offering you give to a man of God. I'm a pastor. I should like first fruit, but I will not deceive you to collect your money. First fruit is not money you give to a man of God. First fruit is a symbolic communication. And I will show you the lesson that was communicated in the first fruit.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 9.
Proverbs 3:9.
Proverbs chapter 3, beginning from verse 9. Let's read it in the King James, please. Honor the Lord with your substance and with the first fruit. Somebody shout with me, with the first fruit of all your increase. Then verse 10. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine.
And these are the kind of texts that are misunderstood. They think God is saying, You know, honor the Lord with your first fruit and all that. They think God is giving them a principle of prosperity, a money scheme, or a formula, or a principle of increase. You know, people assume that what Solomon is saying in Proverbs 3:9 is that at the beginning of every year, if you want your barns to increase, don't pay school fees, don't pay rent, bring all your income and give to God. Plan with your landlord that even though you're owing, you will pay in March, because you must first of all bring first fruit to God. You know, the truth of the matter is that you cannot have increase by giving. Turn to your neighbor, say, neighbor, the truth of the matter, you cannot increase by giving. Say it again, you cannot increase by giving. And Solomon knows it. Solomon, who wrote that scripture, knows it. He expects you to know it. Giving is honor, giving is godly, but giving is not to prosper. Giving is honor, giving is godly, but giving is not to prosper. This is the challenge with many Pentecostal charismatics. They live in a delusion. So everything that happened to them materially, they say it's because I gave. So what are the things that didn't happen even though you gave? What about those who gave and reduced? Listen carefully, everybody. No pastor can teach you how to prosper. Say that to your neighbor in capital letters. Say it again. I say it in capital letters. I want it to enter so that even if by mistake you're in a bad dream and a pastor is using Bible to teach you to prosper, you will wake up from the dream. The people that can teach you how to prosper may not even be Christians. They may never have been to church and they may hate God, but they have the keys of wealth creation in their hands. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
The law of first fruit. And you see that word first, it means the law of priority. The things you put first and every other thing will work. The law of first fruit is the law of foundation. You put it first, then it carries the rest of the building.
One of the fundamental principles that govern abundance, supernatural supplies in this kingdom is first principles. Everybody shout with me, first principles. Can you please scream it authoritatively? Can you scream it convincingly? It's the master key to wealth.
If you go to university and read business admin for 4 years, you spend 4 years in the university consuming textbooks, consuming materials, and understudying businesses and patterns globally. And somebody gives you 11 verses and say these are principles to prosper. Who never did any business that prospered? Why are you looking at me like that? Which business did Jesus do that prospered? Which business did Jesus, which enterprise did Jesus establish that prospered? He didn't come to establish business for his people. He came to save his people from their sins. So he never had the opportunity to do any business. Talk more of giving you principles of business. I'm teaching good. Remove it from your mind. Business, go to the people that are doing it. Let them show you what they do. Salvation, come here.
There is something about the first. It's been discovered that the first letter, I mean alphabet, A, if you remove it, 40% of all English word will be lost.
Again, money is too filthy to buy the treasures of God's kingdom. That's why when Simon Magus, the founder of the materialistic prosperity gospel that even the proponents are running away from now in style. Running away how? They are escaping from that useless, stinking, smelly gospel.
The two things I regret most in ministry is prosperity. And for that, of course, I ask people to forgive me. I'm just human and made mistakes like that. And I think that's when my troubles began. I don't blame anyone. But sadly, you get kind of in a place that becomes difficult. You don't know what to do and how to get out of it. So I came to the conclusion in 2019 that I did not want to be a part of the gimmickry of it. And I still stand by that. But sadly, I let pressure get to me. And because of that pressure, I said things and did things I should not have done. And for that, really, I am sorry. And I ask the dear people watching us to really forgive me for that. But right now, my focus is the Lord and only the Lord. And I want that teaching to be about Jesus and only Jesus and the gospel. If, of course, there will be the time when I may have to raise funds for our ministry, I will do it as biblically as I know how and balanced.
That gospel is not gospel. It's a perversion. It's a useless gospel. And the end of it has come in my lifetime.
The highest level of giving that I want to take every one of us to, for you to enjoy the best of the inheritances of God, is what is called first fruit. I'll tell you, first fruit is a sacrificial offering. And it talks about the fact that whenever God gives you an increase from any endeavor, the first, take it and give it to God. If you can do it, I use the word if. I use it with so much of caution because it's not everybody that wants to enter into the level of overflow. But if you actually want to enter the level of overflow, try it. See, it works like wonders.
You will hear the preachers of the first fruit. All things are abolished in the law except the offerings of the law. The offerings of the law. Tell me about the offerings of the law. That day, that's the day they will come with the rod of the priest. And that's how they'll be shaken. Bring the first fruit. 10 reasons why, if you don't bring the first fruit, God will kill you. Saleh, Lord told me, say your work will be a separated house unto me. So, as we enter next year, move as the Spirit of God what? Leads you. Jesus doesn't need your wages as first fruit. Give him your heart as your first fruit. Heart. Our master was never interested in anybody's pocket. You've heard that at the beginning of the year, you bring your first fruit. I say unto you every day, give Jesus your heart as your first fruit. That's what I mean. You can give your substance and yet your heart is not given. But if you give your heart, there's nothing you can hold back. After years upon years of fasting, after years, many years of weeping, you can see now that I am a priest. Salem, Salem, Salem.
You have watched the video. I no go do a CJC. I no go contribute. I no go say anything because now my own, not the loud for this matter. Anytime I talk about men of God, oh, you see people commenting from different angles. Don't talk to that man of God like that. Even if he shot my money, even if he do this, I no go talk. Because my previous video, what you guys use my eyes see for, I had to turn off the comment section because of what you guys were commenting. Oh, you misquote Apostle Joshua Selman. Don't talk to Apostle Joshua Selman like that. What you said about Apostle Joshua Selman, go and reverse what you said. Oh, gee. That's okay. No, enough is enough. Because I love to read you guys' comments. When I start seeing the bashing, I say, okay. I have to turn off the comment section. Oh, no, I'm waiting for that one. I'll clap for now. Anyway, so I'm going to be asking a simple question so that you will not use my word against me. So, what do you think about what this man of God said? Should we pay our first fruits to pastors, imam, babalawo, to God, or whatsoever you serve? Or should we consume and use first fruit for ourselves? Or, as the tradition also demands, should we give our first fruit to our parents to pray for us? What do you guys think? Please comment it in the comment section, and I'll be waiting for you to rub mine together. I don't have comment section because I don't talk anything bad for this one. Anyway, I love you guys. God bless you. Until we meet again. Peace out.